Welcome to today's English podcast for beginners. Today we are talking about something simple, powerful, and life-changing: how English can help you change your life through small, daily steps.
That sounds inspiring. Many learners think English is only for school, but it can help in so many parts of life.
Exactly. English is not just a subject, it is a tool. It can help you find better jobs, meet new people, travel with confidence, and learn new ideas from around the world.
I like that idea. Small changes can create big results.
Yes, and that is the main message of today's episode. You do not need to become perfect in one day. You only need to begin with small, smart habits.
For example, what kind of small habit?
You can start by learning 5 new words every day. Just 5 words. That may look small, but after 1 month, you will know many useful words.
That is true. Little by little, progress becomes visible.
Absolutely. And when you learn new words, do not only read them, say them aloud. Use them in your own sentences. Write them in a notebook. This helps your brain remember them better.
So, learning English should be active, not passive.
Very good. Yes, active learning is stronger. If you only look at words, you may forget them. But if you speak, write, and repeat them, you build real memory.
Many beginners feel shy when speaking English.
That is normal. Everyone starts somewhere. You do not need to speak perfectly. You only need to speak clearly and keep practicing. Mistakes are part of learning.
I think many people are afraid of mistakes.
They are, but mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are teachers. When you make a mistake, you learn something new. That is how you grow.
That is encouraging. So, how can a beginner start speaking more?
Start with short sentences. For example, say, I am learning English. I like coffee. I go to school. These simple sentences help you build confidence.
Simple sentences are easier to remember.
Yes, and confidence grows step by step. First, you speak simple sentences, then you speak longer ones, then you have full conversations.
That makes sense. What about listening?
Listening is very important. You can listen to English podcasts, songs, videos, and slow conversations. When you listen every day, your ears become stronger.
Should beginners understand every word?
No, not at first. That is not necessary. Try to understand the main idea. Even if you understand only 60%, that is progress.
That is helpful. So, we do not need perfection.
Exactly. Progress is better than perfection. A few minutes every day are more powerful than one long study session once a month.
So, consistency matters more than intensity.
Perfectly said. Consistency changes your life. If you study English for 10 minutes every day, you will improve faster than someone who studies for 3 hours only once in a while.
I understand. Small habits build strong results.
Yes. Let us talk about reading. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your English. You can start with short stories, easy articles, or simple dialogues.
What should beginners do if they find reading difficult?
They should choose easy material. Do not start with something too hard. Read one paragraph, then stop and think about the meaning. This makes learning easier and less stressful.
That sounds practical.
It is. And when you read, try to notice common words and useful expressions. These are the building blocks of English.
What about writing?
Writing is very useful too. You can write a few lines every day. For example, write about your morning, your plans, or your feelings. Simple writing improves grammar and vocabulary.
So, a diary can help with English.
Yes, a small diary is a wonderful tool. You can write, "Today I learned 5 new words." Today, I listened to an English podcast. Today, I spoke for 5 minutes. This keeps you motivated.
Motivation is very important.
It is. When you see your progress, you feel happier and stronger. That is why small changes are powerful. They give you proof that you are improving.
Many learners give up too early.
Sadly, yes. They expect fast results, and when they don't get them, they stop. But English learning is a journey. It takes time, patience, and regular practice.
What should learners do on days when they feel lazy?
Do a very small task. Learn one word. Speak one sentence. Listen for 2 minutes. Even a small action keeps the habit alive.
That's a great idea. It keeps the mind connected to the goal.
Exactly. And now let's talk about your daily life. You can make English part of your routine. For example, when you wake up, say a few English sentences. When you eat breakfast, name the food in English. When you travel, think in English for a moment.
So English becomes part of real life.
Yes, and that is when learning becomes strong. English should not stay inside a book only. It should live in your day.
I like that. English in daily life feels natural.
It does. And another useful habit is shadowing. That means you listen to a sentence and repeat it right away. This improves pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence.
That sounds like a good exercise for beginners.
It is one of the best. You can repeat short lines from podcasts or videos. Speak slowly at first. Accuracy will improve over time.
What about grammar? Many learners worry a lot about grammar.
Grammar is important, but don't let it scare you. Learn the most useful grammar first. Start with simple present, past tense, common question forms, and basic sentence structure.
So we should focus on practical grammar first.
Yes, learn grammar that helps you communicate in real situations. Do not try to master everything at once.
That feels less stressful.
Good. Learning English should help you feel stronger, not smaller. The goal is communication. The goal is connection. The goal is growth.
English can also build confidence in other areas of life, right?
Absolutely. When you learn English, you do more than learn words. You train your mind. You become more patient, more disciplined, and more open to new opportunities.
That's powerful. So English can change your life in many ways.
Yes, because language gives access. Access to jobs, education, friendships, travel, and information. A new language can open a new world.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is. And remember, small changes lead to big results. A few minutes a day, a few new words, a few spoken sentences, a few pages read. These small actions create real transformation.
So the secret is to start small and stay consistent.
Exactly. Start small, stay steady. Never underestimate tiny progress.
Can you give beginners a simple plan?
Of course. First, learn a few useful words every day. Second, listen to short English audio. Third, speak 1 or 2 simple sentences. Fourth, read something easy. Fifth, write a short note. That is enough to begin. That seems manageable. It is manageable, and that is why it works. When a plan is simple, people can continue it.
I think many people fail because they choose a plan that is too big.
Yes, they try to do too much too soon. A strong journey begins with a small step. You do not need to do everything today.
That's comforting.
Good. Let us practice a few simple lines now. Repeat after me. I am improving my English.
I am improving my English.
I am learning a little every day.
I am learning a little every day.
Small steps bring big results.
Small steps bring big results.
Excellent. These are not only sentences, they are reminders. They help you stay focused and positive.
What should a learner do when they don't understand a word?
First, try to guess from context, then check a simple dictionary. After that, use the word in a sentence. That is how vocabulary becomes part of your real English.
That's smart. Learning by use is stronger than learning by memory alone.
Very true. And you should also celebrate progress. If you understand a short video, celebrate it. If you speak for 1 minute without stopping, celebrate it. Small wins matter.
Celebrating progress keeps motivation alive.
Yes, motivation grows when you notice success. So don't wait for perfection, celebrate improvement. Before we finish, let us remember one important thing. English is not only about speaking correctly, it is about feeling brave enough to try.
That is true. Confidence is a big part of learning.
Yes, and confidence grows every time you take a small step. When you speak, even for a few seconds, you are becoming stronger.
So every attempt matters.
Exactly. Every attempt matters. Every word, every sentence, every lesson adds something to your progress.
Sometimes people compare themselves to others and feel behind.
That happens a lot, but comparison can slow you down. Focus on your own journey. Your progress is personal. Your only job is to improve a little more than yesterday.
That is a healthy way to think.
It really is. Also, try to enjoy the process. Listen to topics you like. Read about things that interest you. Speak about your own life. Learning becomes easier when it feels meaningful.
So English should connect to our real interests.
Yes, because real interest creates real learning. For example, if you like sports, learn sports words. If you like cooking, learn cooking vocabulary. If you like travel, learn travel phrases.
That makes English feel useful right away.
Exactly. And when English feels useful, you practice more. When you practice more, you improve faster.
It is a simple but powerful cycle.
Very well said. Simple habits create a strong future. A few minutes today can help you speak with confidence next month, next year, and beyond.
That gives hope to beginners.
It should. No matter where you start, you can improve. Your first sentence does not need to be perfect. Your first lesson does not need to be long. Just start.
I like that message. Just start.
Yes, just start. And keep going with kindness and patience. That is how change happens.
That sounds nice. I want that future for myself.
And it begins today. Not tomorrow, not next month. Today is enough to start building that future.
So, a small step today is better than a big promise later.
Exactly. For example, today you can learn one phrase, tomorrow you can use it, and the next day you can repeat it again.
Repetition helps the mind remember.
Yes, repetition is a powerful friend. It makes English feel familiar, and familiar things become easier.
What should learners do when they feel they are forgetting everything?
They should not panic. Forgetting is normal. Go back, review the basics, and practice again. Learning is not a straight line. It goes up and down.
That is reassuring. So, mistakes and forgetting are part of the process.
They are. A learner is not someone who never makes mistakes. A learner is someone who keeps going after mistakes.
That is a strong message.
It is. And there's another important habit. Speak to yourself in English for a few minutes each day. You can describe what you are doing, what you see, or what you feel.
Like saying, I am making tea or I am feeling happy?
Exactly. Those simple lines build fluency. They train your brain to think in English little by little.
Thinking in English sounds difficult, but possible.
It is possible. Start with easy words and short ideas. Over time, your brain will begin to respond faster.
That gives beginners a clear direction.
Yes. And remember, learning English does not mean changing who you are. It means giving yourself more power to express who you already are.
I like that. English becomes a new voice, not a new person.
Beautifully said. English is a bridge. It helps your ideas travel farther and reach more people.
So the journey is not only about language, it is about growth.
Exactly. Growth, confidence, opportunity, and connection. That is why small changes matter so much.
What final advice would you give to beginners?
My final advice is this: be patient, be regular, and be kind to yourself. Some days will feel easy, some days will feel hard. Keep going anyway.
That is honest and encouraging.
English can truly change your life, but only if you give it time and daily effort. A little practice today becomes strong ability tomorrow.
So the message is clear. Begin now, stay steady, and trust the process.
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening to Dr. Manha English Channel.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please like this video.
Share it with your friends who want to learn English.
And don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Manha English Channel.
We create simple English podcasts to help you speak confidently.
Keep practicing,
Keep learning.
and never stop improving your English.
We will meet you again in the next episode with another interesting English podcast.
Until then, keep listening, keep speaking.